everybody, I'm Elyse Explosion, and I am going to show you how I personally rewig American Girl dolls. There are a couple of different videos out there of people who can show you how to do this, maybe a little bit more efficiently, but this is the way that I was taught, this is the way that I have come to do this, and since I've come into a lot of kind of janky dolls recently, I've taken to rewigging as something that I can do. It's actually not super difficult. So I found this lovely lady right here on Mercari, and she was $40. This is a Grace doll. She was Girl of the Year a couple of years ago, and unfortunately her previous owner decided that she really needed a haircut really badly. And
emphasis on badly.
Badly. It's not the worst, actually, but it's also not super great. It's very bluntly chopped. There was no styling done to it. It looks kind of like it was thinned out over here, but she also looks like she kind of wants to talk to my manager. And I can't really leave her like this. So there are a couple of different ways to remove wigs from American Girl dolls. Many people will recommend taking the head off, but as you can see here, whoever had this doll before me decided to snip the string. So I don't feel like I would be able to comfortably retie the string and get her head back on. So I'm going to be removing her head, or removing her wig while the head is still attached to the body. If you can undo the strings, I believe sometimes they're zip tied. Go right ahead and do that. I don't have spare strings. I can't restring dolls.
She probably cut the strings the same time she was cutting the hair.
Yeah. So what I recommend you do, if you don't intend on keeping the wig, which, let's face it, this is not worth saving. Just kind of look for the hairline and the wig line. And one of the things, like, they do tend to kind of peel a bit. And I was trying to get an old spoon. This is an old tablespoon from my old dishware set. Okay, so I recommend you take your spoon and you kind of work around the hairline. It is still glued. A lot of people will recommend that you take some heat to it to try to loosen the glue. I hesitate to do that because it could melt the vinyl, and I don't really want to do that right now.
Yeah, softening the vinyl of the head can lead through you poking through it or other problems.
So I kind of try to, like, blunt force work it through a bit too. It works better if there's a little bit more hair. I'm not used to working with such little hair.
You're not getting the leverage you want.
Yeah. And like I said, I usually work with much older dolls. Grace is a bit newer than most of the dolls that I have worked with to try to remove the wigs of. Like, I've worked with old, like, Pleasant Company Mollies and Addie's. Addie's wig actually comes off really nicely, but so this is gonna take a while. I'm gonna, like, try to, like, loosen as much as I can, as quickly as I can. Okay, you can hear the...
Yeah, I can hear it. Get the spoon again.
Yeah, let me get my spoon. I am so sorry, Grace. You don't deserve this, honey.
I'm making good progress on this, girl. This isn't taking too long at all. Here we thought it would take forever.
Yeah, I thought this was going to take a long time to rip up. But
I mean, it'll take a little while to clean up if you really want to.
Yeah. Oh, there's like a little... It looks like the bottom weft of her wig is not coming up.
Yeah, because it looks like it was...
You can see. But that probably won't be an issue based on the wig that we are going to be using. Sometimes what I notice happens with these wigs specifically is that, like...
Oh, that was satisfying, that last rip.
Yeah. They don't glue them down super tight, so you can easily, like, pry them up. And I guess this is also for, like, the doll hospital. If they need to replace the wig, they can just do this. Well, I'm sure they don't do it like this.
Oh, yes, I'm sure that people at the doll hospital just get out their old spoons.
But there we go. We have one...
Oh, can I see that nasty thing?
We have one de-wigged doll. This is the official American Girl wig and the wig cap. There is some elastic much like an actual wig, that will kind of keep it taut in place. And you can see the wig cap is actually sewn, and there are a lot of wefts. Like, it's actually rooted quite well.
Yeah, it's really nice.
It's really, really nice. But it is only like 10 or 11 inch circumference, I think.
Can we see our bald madam now?
So here is our bald madam. And she has definitely seen some better days. She's got like a little bit of a skullet going on right now.
Oh, she's got eyelashes on the back of her head.
Yeah, so I might trim this off. Especially the parts where there's still a little bit of hair sticking up. Because we don't want to get that in the glue that we're going to be putting on the wig. I'm probably just going to leave the existing glue here to give kind of a guide as to where we want the wig to sit once we get it on her head. But I am going to trim this off because this is hilarious. So I've got my trusty scissors and I'm going to trim this out the back. Especially if you're going to be using like a shorter wig or something of that nature. I need something to put this dead hair.
Especially if you are looking to sell your custom work or give your custom work to a child that's actually going to play with it. You don't want all sorts of nasty little hairs hanging off the back.
You want to try to clean it up as much as possible. And Grace is cleaning up pretty nicely. I haven't actually worked with as many I haven't worked with as many Mattel era dolls as I have Pleasant Company era. But here we go. Poor little bald Grace in her cute little dress and cute little shoe. Yeah, their heads are fully vinyl. Sometimes you'll find an older doll and there'll be like a hole in the head. Sometimes we've actually encountered if you find an older doll.
There's a mouse living in there.
Well, no.
Bees.
No, there's like a plug and you can't actually get in to do an eye swap. I am not looking to do an eye swap right now. That is more than I can handle. I don't really have the energy to do that.
This is a video about wigs and wigs alone.
Yes. So now this is the inside of this wig. This wig I bought from Posh Custom Wigs. I got it on eBay, but she also sells on Etsy. So wigs, I tend to like ones. I like ones from Exquisite Doll Designs. I like ones from Posh Custom Wigs, like this one. I've also used ones from Zazu. There are a couple of other doll wig makers out there. Take a look, see what you like. Just make sure you're looking for either 18-inch doll wig or 10 to 11-inch doll wig. That's the circumference. Or you can just look up American Girl doll wig, because sometimes you'll just find existing ones like this. Not quite like this, though.
I hope not like that.
I would not resell this. But anyway, so what I like to do is I like to take the doll and just kind of put the wig on initially to see what it will look like and make sure that it's the way that I want to look. Because there is elastic, it'll come off and on. And wow, okay, Karen.
Oh, dang.
That is a vast improvement, in my opinion, from...
And that's not glued in place yet. That's just because it fits properly.
This is just because it fits properly. It stays in place. There's elastic. It's really, really lovely. And I think...
like, okay, if you choose to keep your dolls with just wearing wigs that you can switch out, you can be done here.
You're done.
But Elyse would like to...
I am going to be securing it a bit more in place. Now, there are a couple different types of adhesives that are recommended. I personally go for E6000. E6000 is toxic. Do not eat this. Do not get this in your mouth. Make sure you are using it in a well-ventilated space.
We have the window open.
We have the window open.
We're good.
There's a fan here. The door is also open.
We also don't plan on eating any of it.
I don't plan on eating any of it. But with that, so what I try to do is I'm going to take the wig off of her head one more time. I'm going to try to make it get as many hairs out of the inside as possible to make it as easy a transition as I can. And I don't like particularly putting the glue on the wig cap itself. Now, if you are planning on securing the wig but possibly changing it in the future, I recommend using Aleene's tacky glue. I do not have that. I'm pretty confident that I want her to stay as she is, so I am going to go ahead with the E6000. And I take this, and this stuff gets all over the place. Like, as you can see, it's kind of like crusted up around the cap. But as long as you are delicate and careful, you should be able to get it in place. And I'd also just kind of try to follow the pattern that the previous glue went. So I just kind of squeeze it onto the head. Make sure there's enough adhesive in place.
Try to get some on the sides,
yeah,
too.
Try to get some on the sides, on the back. And then I put this down and hope it doesn't spill all over everything. And then, okay, I grab her like that because, again, I can't take the head out, so I don't have anything to base it on. And I just kind of... You can do it. Flip it down. Hairline's where I want it. Part is where I want it. There is no glue transferred onto the wig itself. And a lot of people will like put like a band around the head to secure it. I'm just going to kind of like put a little pressure on it for now to make sure that the glue gets onto the wig cap.
Just make sure that the hair isn't stuck.
Make sure that the hairs are not stuck. And we have one lovely rewigged doll.
I do like that wig a lot.
Yeah. I might change the dress. I don't know if it necessarily goes with this particular wig.
Well, I like the dress.
But I love the dress. Actually, you know what? I think she's going to stay just like this. She might need some jewelry. But this is my new doll. But anyway, that is how I rewig American Girl dolls. She should theoretically be able to just stand. Yeah, check that out. Check her out. She's ready, you guys. How cute is she? If you guys are interested, I will actually link the one video that I watched to kind of teach me how to do this. Because it's a little bit, the hardest part is taking the wig off. Getting the wig on, getting it glued in place, that's not very difficult. You just have to be a little bit cautious and exercise your best judgment. But getting the original existing wig off, I scarred my knuckle doing that at one point. So just exercise caution. If you'd like to see more videos about American Girl dolls, you are in luck. I have a bunch of those, and I will link some at the end of this video. My social media links are in the description below. If you'd like to see more from this channel, more doll videos, more toy videos, hit that little subscribe button. We are well on the way towards 1,000 subscribers. And once we get there, I'm going to have to do something very, very strange, very, very scary. I'm going to have to eat a ghost pepper. It's going to be weird, but you guys will probably like it, so stay tuned. Click the little bell, because if you want to stay in the know, the bell's the way to go. Likes and comments, let me know to keep doing what I'm doing, and I'll see you in the next video. Later!